Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are tackling something that is, well, it's probably within arm's reach of you right now. It's the tool that wakes us up, keeps us in the loop, makes us laugh.
And let's be honest, it's also the thing that sometimes keeps us staring at a screen at 3 a.m. when we should be asleep.
Exactly. Before we really get into it, just take a second. Think about today. How many times did you actually check your phone? Once. 10 times.
Or was it so many times you didn't even notice? Was it a conscious choice or more like a reflex? I think for a lot of us, it's become a reflex.
I think you're right. It's not just a tool we use anymore. It's just there. It's part of the fabric of our day. You wake up, you reach for it, you're in a queue, you scroll.
You laugh at a video someone sent you, but then you see something else and suddenly feel, I don't know, a bit inadequate. It's completely, utterly omnipresent.
And because of that, we have to look at it honestly. So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're not here to celebrate social media or to, tear it down.
No, the goal here, based on all the sources we've gone through, is just to understand it, to look it square in the face. Or, really, it's two faces.
It really is like a Jekyll and Hyde situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have face one, the side that helps us grow, the connections, the information, the opportunity. That's what we're calling the uses.
And then you have face two, the side that kind of slowly, almost silently, can chip away at us, our focus, our mental health, our relationships, the disadvantages.
So to make sure we're all on the same page, what exactly are we talking about when we say social media?
Right, good question. The definition we're working from is pretty clear. It's any online platform that lets people communicate, share content, and crucially, connect with others.
So the big ones, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Yep. And YouTube, Twitter, or X now, and even the big messaging apps like WhatsApp and Telegram, they're all part of this ecosystem.
Because they all share those core functions, right? Sharing your thoughts, posting a picture, watching a video, sending a message.
Exactly. And building communities. That's the key. These platforms allow for community building on a scale we've never seen before.
Which gives them this incredible power. And that's really the theme for today, I think. This idea of power. It's a tool, a powerful one.
And like any power, it can be used for incredible good, or it can cause incredible harm. It all depends on how it's wielded.
So let's start with the good. Let's look at that first face, the one that helps us grow. Okay, let's start with the positives, because it's so easy to just focus on the negatives. But the truth is, social media isn't some evil invention. It's done and does a lot of good for millions of people.
Absolutely. And the first, and maybe the most fundamental use, is as a tool for communication, for, as the sources put it, connecting hearts.
It's hard to even imagine what it was like before if you grew up with this technology.
It really is. I mean, think about it. If someone you loved moved to another country, what did you do? You wrote a letter.
And you'd wait weeks, maybe even a month or two for a reply.
Yeah.
The sense of distance was real, palpable.
Or a phone call. A long-distance phone call was a huge deal. It was incredibly expensive. You planned it for days. It wasn't something you did casually. Distance really meant silence for long stretches of time.
And now, that's all just gone. The barrier of distance has been completely vaporized.
It has. You can send a message that arrives instantly. You can start a video call with one tap and see their face, share a moment in real time, a birthday, a new pet, anything. Geography just doesn't matter in the same way.
The sources we looked at really zero in on the impact this has on loneliness for specific groups of people.
Yes, very specific groups. Think about students going off to university, maybe for the first time living away from home, or immigrants who've moved to a new country, totally isolated.
Or even just, someone who moved to a new city for a job and doesn't know anyone yet.
For all of them, this technology is a lifeline. It reduces that feeling of isolation. You're not just waiting for a weekly call. You can share the small things, a funny picture, a quick message.
It's those small day-to-day things that make you feel connected, isn't it? Not the big scheduled calls.
Exactly. It allows you to maintain the texture of a relationship across any distance. It's not just about talking. It's about sharing a life, even when you're apart. It genuinely connects hearts.
So that's connection. But then there's the second huge advantage, which is all about information. Access to news, the instant update.
And this is a revolutionary shift. I mean, we went from a world where information was handed down to us.
Right. From a handful of sources. The evening news at 6, the morning paper. You waited for the information to come to you.
Now the information is a constant stream. It's live, it's unfiltered, and it's in your pocket. You find out about major world events the second they happen, not the next day.
And it's not just world events. It's critical local information. health warnings, traffic, community news.
And the speed of that can be life-saving. The
Yeah.
sources were very clear on this. During a natural disaster, like a flood or a fire,
The ability to get information out instantly, to tell people which roads are closed, where to go for help.
it saves lives. Full stop. It allows for coordination and warning on a massive scale, faster than any system we had before.
But this is where that Jekyll and Hyde thing starts to creep in, isn't it? That speed.
That speed is a double-edged sword. Absolutely. It's fantastic when the information is accurate and helpful. But the same mechanism that spreads a vital safety warning can also spread a dangerous rumor.
And the system itself, the algorithm, doesn't know the difference.
It doesn't. It just knows what's getting engagement. So this speed comes with a huge responsibility, one that's shifted from the old gatekeepers, like editors, directly onto us, the users. And that's a theme we'll definitely come back to.
A huge one. Okay, so let's park that for a moment and move to the third big advantage. Education and learning. The unconventional classroom.
This is something that I think has evolved over time. Social media started as pure entertainment, but it's become a genuinely serious learning platform.
We're not just talking about learning trivia either. The sources list off some really high-level skills.
Oh, yeah. People are learning things that can get them jobs. How to code, graphic design, digital marketing strategies. They're learning new languages, how to trade on the stock market.
Even practical life skills like how to fix a leaky pipe or cook a complex dish.
YouTube is the giant here, obviously. It's basically the biggest free library of how-to videos in human history. Millions of them.
But it's also happening in other places, right? Like dedicated groups.
For sure. Facebook groups for studying specific subjects, Telegram channels where experts share knowledge. People are forming online study communities, holding their own classes.
And the societal impact of that is huge. It's democratizing knowledge.
It really is. If you can't afford to go to a traditional university, or if there isn't one near you, this is your way in. It puts high-level education within reach for so many people who were previously locked out.
It breaks down those old barriers. And that flows right into the next point, which is about money, business, and income opportunities.
This is the creator economy we hear so much about. It has totally changed the game for entrepreneurship. The barrier to entry has just been lowered dramatically.
So we're talking about whole new ways of making a living that, didn't exist 15, 20 years ago.
Entirely new ways. People running online businesses from their living room. Content creators earning money directly from their videos or posts. Freelancers finding clients from all over the world.
And it's especially powerful for small businesses, isn't it? A local shop or a craftsperson.
It's transformative for them. Before, how would you advertise? A small ad in the local paper, a flyer. Now you can reach a huge targeted audience for very little money.
You don't need a physical shop on the high street anymore. Your shop can be an Instagram page.
Exactly. And you can reach customers anywhere in the world. The overheads are a fraction of what they used to be. All you really need, in many cases, is a phone and an internet connection. You can build a global business from scratch.
That is genuinely empowering. Okay, so we've got connection, information, education, and business. But sometimes we just need a break, which is the fifth use, entertainment and stress relief.
And we shouldn't dismiss this. It serves a really important function. Life is stressful. Work is demanding.
Sometimes you just need to switch off your brain and watch a funny cat video.
Right. It's a digital respite. It's immediate, it's easy, and it works. Funny videos, discovering new music, watching a movie trailer, just zoning out to a live stream. It's a release valve.
And it's not just about consuming, is it? It's also a platform for people to express their own creativity.
A massive platform for that. So many singers, comedians, artists, writers, they got their start on social media. They didn't have to wait for a record label or a publisher to discover them.
They could just put their work out there and build an audience directly.
Exactly. It bypasses the old gatekeepers. It's an incubator for talent where the audience decides what's good.
Okay, finally, on the positive side, there's the civic function. Social awareness and having a voice.
The unifying platform. This is where you see social media's power to change society. It gives a megaphone to people who were previously voiceless.
People who are marginalized or whose stories were ignored by the mainstream media.
Precisely. They can now talk about social problems, human rights issues, things happening in their local community, and reach a global audience. They can organize. They can raise money for charity.
So a local issue can become a global movement overnight.
It can. It can unite people across borders around a common cause. And that ability to organize and drive real positive change is an incredibly powerful force for good in the world.
So when you lay it all out like that, It's undeniable. The power for connection, for learning, for opportunity, for change, it's a massive force for good.
It absolutely is, and it has made life better for billions of people in very real, tangible ways. But
There's always a but.
there's always a but. Now we have to pivot. We have to look at the other side of the coin, the shadow that this immense power casts.
This is the other face, the one that, as the sources say, slowly destroys us. And I think we have to start with the one that underpins all the other problems. Addiction. The scroll trap.
This is the core of it. The argument here is that the dynamic has flipped. It's no longer you using social media, it's social media using you.
Using your attention as the product.
Exactly. Your attention is what's being sold to advertisers. And so the entire system is designed very intentionally to capture and hold that attention for as long as humanly possible.
And they use some pretty sophisticated psychological tricks to do it.
They do. They're called dark patterns. Things like the infinite scroll. There's no end. There's no natural stopping point like the bottom of a page in a book. You can just keep going forever.
And the variable rewards, the slot machine effect.
That's a perfect analogy. You pull the lever, you refresh the feed, and you don't know what you're going to get. It might be something boring or it might be something amazing that gives you a little dopamine hit.
So you just keep pulling the lever, chasing that next hit.
You do. And you end up in this state of purposeless scrolling. You know the feeling.
Yeah.
You've been scrolling for an hour, you put your phone down, and you can't remember a single thing you just saw.
Oh, absolutely. The classic, I'll just check for 5 minutes, and then you look up, and it's 2 hours later.
And that's 2 hours that you didn't spend sleeping or working or talking to your family or just thinking. It's stolen time, and the consequences of that are huge.
The sources link it directly to things like poor sleep.
Poor sleep, procrastination, an inability to focus on deep work, and a general sense of mental burnout. It's exhausting. And for many people, it becomes a genuine physical dependency.
That feeling of anxiety when your phone is in the other room or the battery's dying.
That panic, that's a real physical response. It shows that the relationship has tipped over from being a useful tool to a behavioral addiction.
And that addiction is the gateway to the next big problem, which is mental health, the illusion of perfection.
This one is just devastating, particularly for young people. The core problem is comparison. We are hardwired to compare ourselves to others.
But now we're not comparing ourselves to our real-life neighbors. We're comparing our real, messy, complicated lives.
To other people's highlight reels. They're carefully curated, filtered, and often completely fake online lives.
You see the perfect body, which was achieved with perfect lighting and a filter. You see the perfect relationship on a perfect vacation.
But you don't see the mountain of debt that paid for the vacation or the fight they had 5 minutes before the photo was taken. You only see the shiny surface, not the messy reality underneath.
And constantly comparing your reality to that impossible fantasy. It's brutal.
It creates this constant nagging feeling of inadequacy, that your life isn't good enough, that you're not thin enough, rich enough, happy enough. It's a recipe for anxiety, low self-esteem, and depression. It's exhausting trying to live up to an illusion.
And when people are feeling that bad, they can sometimes lash out. Which brings us to the next point. Cyberbullying and online hate.
Yeah, this is the dark side of online communication.
Yeah.
The sources talk about the shield of anonymity. People say things from behind a screen that they would never, ever say to someone's face.
The normal social consequences are gone.
They're gone. And so is the empathy. You don't see the hurt in the other person's eyes. So it unleashes this wave of cruelty, insults, threats, public humiliation, hate comments.
And it's not just random trolling. It could be coordinated harassment campaigns.
Absolutely. And the pain for the victim is immense. It's not like schoolyard bullying where you can go home and escape it. The bully is in your pocket, on your phone, 24/7.
And so sources made a point that really stuck with me, that words in this context can hurt more than physical pain.
Because the scars are emotional and they can last a lifetime. And because the humiliation is often public, seen by hundreds or thousands of people, it's a profound kind of psychological damage.
Okay, now we have to go back to that idea of speed and responsibility we talked about earlier, because this leads to what the sources call the single biggest danger: fake news and misinformation.
This is the threat not just to individuals, but to society as a whole. And the core problem is that the system is designed to promote engagement, not truth.
A lie that's shocking or outrageous will get more clicks and shares than a boring, nuanced truth.
Every time. So the platforms are just flooded with lies, with propaganda, with dangerous health advice, with conspiracy theories, and the algorithm pushes it to the top.
And the reason it spreads is because we share it, often without even thinking.
Exactly. We see a headline that confirms what we already believe or that makes us angry, and we hit share. We prioritize that emotional reaction over the responsibility to check if it's actually true.
And that creates these echo chambers, right, where you only ever see information that agrees with you.
Precisely. And anyone who disagrees must be stupid or evil. It tears society apart. And the real-world consequences are terrifying. It fuels panic, it creates conflict, it incites violence. It is an existential threat to a functioning democracy.
It's a huge problem. Now, moving to a more personal threat, but one that affects everyone. Loss of privacy and data risk. The exposed life.
When you use these platforms, you're making a deal. You get to use them for free.
In exchange for your personal data.
All of it. Your photos, your location, your friends, your political beliefs, your private messages. You are handing over a complete blueprint of your life.
And that data can be stolen, it can be sold, it can be misused.
It's not just about the risk of a hacker stealing your password. It's the business model itself. Your data is packaged and sold to advertisers, to data brokers, to anyone who wants to influence your behavior.
And this vast pool of personal information is a gold mine for scammers.
A gold mine. They can use the details you've shared to craft incredibly convincing scams, to steal your identity, to empty your bank account. You're making yourself a very easy target.
Okay, so finally, the last disadvantage, and it's a subtle one, but maybe one of the most profound, the weakening of our real-life relationships.
The digital disconnect. This is the great paradox. A tool designed to connect us can actually end up making us feel more alone.
How does that work?
It's about where you invest your time and energy. The more time you spend maintaining hundreds of shallow online connections, weak ties, the less time and energy you have for the deep, meaningful relationships in your real life, your strong ties.
We've all seen it. The family at a restaurant, all sitting together, but everyone's just staring at their own phone.
Or friends who meet up for coffee, but they spend half the time scrolling through their feeds instead of actually talking to each other.
The body is there, but the mind is somewhere else.
Exactly. You're physically present, but psychologically absent. And that constant distraction erodes our ability to do the things that deep relationships require.
Like what?
Like deep listening, like paying attention to body language, like having an uncomfortable conversation without reaching for your phone as a distraction. These are skills. And like any skill, if you don't use them, you lose them. It makes it harder to form those profound bonds that we need to be happy.
So we've seen both sides of the story, the two faces. On one hand, this incredible tool for connection, for learning, for creating opportunities.
A tool that has genuinely empowered people and brought the world closer together in many ways.
And on the other hand, a system that can be addictive, that can damage our mental health, that can spread dangerous lies, and that can disconnect us from the people right in front of us.
The duality is, it's stark. It is an instrument of almost unimaginable power, capable of both incredible good and incredible harm, often at the same time.
So after this whole deep dive, what's the takeaway for you listening right now? I think it's that you have to be conscious. This technology isn't neutral. It is actively designed to capture your attention.
Which means the responsibility is on you. You have to be the gatekeeper of your own mind, of your own time. You have to decide how you're going to engage with this power.
You now have the full picture. You've seen the uses and you've seen the disadvantages. So, as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with one final thought to take with you.
A question to ask yourself honestly, the next time you find yourself scrolling without even knowing why.
Ask yourself this.
Is social media controlling you? Or are you controlling social media?